Time now to turn our attention to basketball. As I said, it's a very big night for our teams with the women's basketball and the men's hockey. Now, I must tell you that these are starting within half an hour of each other, so we'll keep you up to date with each match in exactly what is happening. For the moment, though, it is women's basketball, a quarter-final match between Australia and Russia, and we welcome our commentators Phil Lynch and Linda Palmer.
Well, Australia will be very nervous, and that was a nervous start for them because there's a lot riding on this game. As we said, whoever doesn't win this is down playing off at 5th or 8th. They've got their medal chances rest in today's game, and they haven't met a Russian team since the Seoul Olympics. So they don't have a lot of experience playing them.
It's our Canadian friends next door. We're broadcasting right next to the Canadian broadcasters, and got a flag in there. Well, we need some flag waving at the moment. Cheryl Miller on the right, and one of the greatest players ever to play the game has just noticed herself on the big screen. But right now the situation is Australia down by 6 points in this quarter-final match, looking to advance to the semi-finals.
And even though they're trailing, they have started at a much better pace than they did against Ukraine. Much more positive start, but still a little nerves there with the shooting.
In the first quarter-final played today, the USA has beaten Japan, not easily, by about 16 points against a Japanese team that played the game very well. US will meet the winner of this game. Brondello gets it into the paint and in.
And I thought she was going to look for the opportunity to pass that ball off. It's good to see her put her head down and go to the basket because she's such a fine shooter. I don't think we see enough of Sandy attacking offensively.
You see Australia come out in a full court trap there to try and loosen up the basketball. In fact, take some time off the clock.
Oh, Baranova's free.
It's Timms who chips in for the rebound, and quickly up the floor, and down is Fallon. And that's more like the play we've seen from Australia, so successful throughout the tournament. Timms pushing the ball up the floor, Fallon beating the rest up and getting ahead of the pack and scoring.
And Baranova, look at that hand. You don't see many players that are over 6 feet dribble the ball behind their back with such confidence as that.
That will be an Australian ball on the foul, over the back, and the foul has come from Baranova trying to make the rebound.
And as we said, she is the key player to this Russian team. She's an absolute superstar and well-credentialed.
Australia's looked good running the ball. Now they're going to have to play some 5-on-5. See how they handle that. Their last offensive set wasn't good, but that's good from Fallon. And what a revelation she's been in this Olympics, coming off the bench. Done an outstanding job.
Well, it's amazing, the big games that Trish Fallon has had. She's come off the bench and made her first basket.
Jenny Whittle doing well there, replacing Rachel Spawn in the lineup. There's Fallon again, taking it to the hoop. Doesn't get the foul that time as Tom Ma yells for the foul. Now they've got to stop the Russian fast break. They do.
Shelley Sandy had good position. She gave away absolute inches on that board, but was able to get a hand and deflect it away. Timms can't answer at the other end.
But they're running wind sprints at the moment. It's Australia winning the sprint. Oh, Whittle's got to look inside.
Jenny Whittle, look for it.
She looked for it and finally got the shot up, but they weren't going to block.
All she had to do was a little drop step to the basket, and she had an absolute free lane.
Okay. 12 minutes to go in the first half and 15 points apiece as Australia starting to pick up the tempo of the game, playing it the way they like it. The outside shot from Shakova. Fallon couldn't quite get up to it. That's what makes her so difficult too, because she's 6'1", goes outside the three-point line. 18-15 to Russia. Along the baseline, Brondello, the short-range pull-up, falls to Baranova. Away comes Russia again. Haven't got numbers this time down the floor, but Sumnikova picks it up anyway. Wasn't a well-thought-out shot.
No, there wasn't a lot of experience in that shot at all. It would have been much better to have just set up the play and got her teammates' offense going.
This time, Tim slows it up. Rachel Spawn getting ready to come back in. Already seen Shelley Sandy a little bit gassed and go to the bench. Whittle looks at it, dumps it right across court. Shot from Robin Marr. She's already hit one from out there, but not this time. So now both teams walk the ball up the floor. I think they're trying to get their breath back after that last couple of minutes of play.
It was a pretty incredible pace that they set for the first 5 or 6 minutes.
Well, that pace just a moment ago did suit Australia, and now both teams slowing it down. Baranova to work on Marr on the inside, makes that pass. Whittle wasn't able to cover Shakova. She's looking to help out. And again, it's a 5-point break to Russia. Fallon again along the baseline, trying to make that shot. Blocked by Baranova.
With Russia,
that will be an over and back. Mark controlled it back, caught to Timms. Both teams making subs.
Russia do lead the pool in blocks in the tournament so far, as we see that pass to Shikharova underneath. But they're averaging 2 blocks a game and have 2 people that are blocking. So let's hope that that doesn't become a feature of today's game.
Irina Rudkovskaya has come into the game. She's number 6, about to handle the ball, perhaps not. Now she's got it. She's being looked after by Sandy Brondello. Now she's a great 3-point shooter. Keep an eye on her from outside the perimeter. That one didn't drop. Spawn getting to play out there with Jenny Whittle. So Australia have got some size on the floor.
But that was a close shot, and Trish Fallon's going to have to absolutely wear the singlet of Shikova.
Baranova won that back off Fallon.
Shikova's free, can't afford to do that. It's terrible communication in the defence there from the Australians.
Well, falling through the basket, but it hit the 30-second clock above, so that'll be no basket. Sub coming, Alison Cook to take out Sandy Brondello. Still Shelley Sandy sits. So we saw her very much out of breath early. Have a look at this. Goes up, hits the 30-second clock at the top and drops through, but that's no basket. Australia with a couple of straight stops. Spawn looking it on the inside, but they can't find Whittle as the target. Now the 2 post players come high. Spawn and Whittle.
Australia not able to get that inside penetration that they look for.
Interesting to see Jenny Whittle put the ball on the floor there fairly confidently and draw a foul out of the defensive man.
Well, we've said in the game so far that each game Jenny Whittle just seems to grow with confidence and just seems to, you know, develop another avenue of her game.
Foul come from Shikova. Australia get a new clock halfway through the first half. Trailing it by 5. Spawn steps and suddenly saw Baranova in front of her. Fallon along the baseline, hand off to Whittle. Whittle looks to the basket, can't score it. Spawn with the stick back, no. Whittle this time, can't run it down, and Sorbnikova cleans it up for Russia.
And that's good tight defence from Russia. They're really blocking up inside and getting a hand to the Australians, pushing them out of their offence. They've done a good job.
Rudkovskaya not in the territory she likes it. Chakarova, short-range jumper. Timms swallows the rebound. Off quickly, trying to create
Fallon's
numbers down the floor.
lane, but she's pinged
Alison
it to Cook.
Not this time. Australia's percentage from outside again is poor.
And lucky Rachel Spawn wasn't given a foul over the back of Baranova. Wasn't really much of a foul, but you never know how the referees are going to call the fouls in international competition.
Michelle Brogan comes in. And Canning 2. Jenny Whittle, 13 or 3-point ball game. The score locked on 2015 for so long there. Brogan got a hand on that and they turned the ball over. Good hand from Brogan because the last touch came from Kuznetsova. Now Australia with the basketball and a chance to tie it up if they can hit a 3-point play. Defensive hustle there coming from Michelle Brogan from the Adelaide Lightning. 2-point shot, and so 2 straight baskets from Jenny Whittle.
And as we said, that's terrific to see Whittle playing with such confidence and taking it right to Shakharova, who's standing off. Doesn't realise, I don't think, that Jenny Whittle is such a good outside shooter. Conversely, Whittle wants to stay off Shakharova because what I've seen of her so far in this series, she is not a good perimeter shot and certainly would be to our advantage if we can force her to shoot from outside.
Kuznetsova with the pull-up jumper that's way long, and Jenny Whittle with a save. Oh, gee, Brogan couldn't grab that. New shot clock for Russia. Kuznetsova stepping down the middle and can't get the roll. Jenny Whittle's got the rebound and she was attacked.
And that was a real break for Australia because Kuznetsova is a really good shooter and is very strong on those inside drives.
Rudkovskaya with the foul. Changes in the bench. Chakarova goes out and back comes Shikova, who started the ball game. 4 team fouls apiece, 7.5 to go. Australia trailing by a point, 7.5 in the first half, that is. Jenny Whittle looked at the 3-point shot. She scored the last 2 baskets. Can she do it again?
It to them.
Not that time for Jenny Whittle. her closest shot, and a foul at half court by Timms as she whacked Sumnikova across the arm.
Trish Fallon coming back into the game for Jenny Whittle.
Well, that's a nice look, isn't it?
I just glanced at the monitor and went, my word.
Coach caught out there. 7:17 to go in the first half. Down the middle.
Oh, can't leave those lanes open.
Well, she's the three-point shooter, but she took them on that time. Spawn underneath. Cleaned up by Whittle, perhaps. No, but it's Baranova behind the back. And we've got a blocking foul at half court. 2 fouls in a row to Timms.
Yes, Michelle Timms moving under the body of Baranova, trying to draw that charging foul. You see that strong drive down the middle by Rutkowskaya.
Well, Timms gambling there, because had it been a charging foul, it would have been number 3 on Shukova.
Yes, and Timms isn't a player that normally has to worry about personal fouls. She doesn't tend to foul out, so you usually see her give a couple of fouls like that, trying to take advantage.
What have we got here? We've got a blocking foul that goes against the Australians, and it's gone against Michelle Brogan. And the referee says that's a shooting foul.
Let's see if we can see that. Well, I can see why she was questioning that. I didn't see any contact whatsoever.
Pretty unfortunate there.
No,
and
no wonder she looks with disbelief at the referee about that call. 3
points here to Shukova, and it does take Australia up to the limit. They're on 7 fouls, and Russia just on 4. So 7 minutes out from half-time, and Australia has hit the limit. Again, that 5-point break to Russia. Rachel Spawn not looking to take on a man to the hoop. Alison Cook finding Spawn underneath. Look for the turnaround jumper and just can't get it to roll. Brogan got a hand on it, but controlled at the back by the Russians. Rudnovskaya. And we've got a blocking foul again. They'll go to the line. Is it on Timms? It'll be number 3 if it is, and Timms will have to go to the bench. Rondello coming in.
And Timms absolutely knew that was coming. Run straight off the bench, as she always does.
3 fouls on Timms, and Australia in just a little bit of trouble here. They've called timeout. So the situation here at the Georgia Dome, with 6.5 to go till half-time, Russia 24 leads Australia 19 in the second quarter-final. In the Georgia Dome, and it's Australia trailing by 2. They trail by 5 most of the first half, trying to get the ball back. In fact, they do. 5 minutes and 18 seconds out from half-time, and Michelle Brogan is the one that's done it. That time with a pass off to Sandy Brondello, but just a few moments ago coming up with that 4-point play. And the game hanging on a knife edge here at the moment. The quarter-final clash. The winner to go through and meet the US in the semi. Not that time for Sandy Brondello, but Fallon. And what have we got here? Is it a Russian foul? I think it is. And Australia will go to the free throw line, perhaps, if they say it's a shooting foul. It's only the 7th team foul against Russia. No, it's a side ball.
Foul called on that player, Elena Shakarova.
Fallon looked like she got hit on that foul by Shukova, which would have been foul number 3 on her. Brogan again. She does it again.
And that's just what we needed, was to see Michelle Brogan get her confidence up on her inside game. Make such an impact. If we can be a threat inside, which we haven't been able to do as a team for the last 2 games. Defense at the other end is coming all too easy, those shots for Shukova inside.
Russia takes the lead. There's been nothing from outside from the Australians. They really